Welcome back to my channel. And this time, if you remember last week's podcast episode, I was featured on Darron's channel. This week, he's going to be featured on my channel as a birthday surprise. So, of course, let's get started with the introduction. Why don't you share a little bit about yourself?
Okay, so my name is Darron, but my viewers call me Daray. And Darron Ray is my real name, Darron Ray Blakely, but I combined it together to make Daray. I am 18 years old filming this, but by the time it comes out, I will be 19. My birthday is February 6th. Yes. And I do my own YouTube channel, and I've been for almost 10 years now. And I finally have been able to take it seriously for the last year. And I have my own podcast, which you guys, if you saw last week's video, me and we did an episode of my podcast, but today I'm on hers. So I'm really happy that we're able to do this, and I'm really happy that we're here.
Alright, so why don't you share the story of how we met from your perspective? Because I know
All
I
right.
talked about a little bit, we talked about that a little bit on his podcast episode, but I think today we're going to go more in depth on your perceptions, our friendship in the beginning, stuff like that. So go ahead and take the stage.
All right. So if you guys tuned into last week's episode, we had briefly stated that Mia, from her perspective, it was just a random day, and she found me through my gym video that I made from YouTube Shorts, then eventually joining my. And from my perspective, I honestly didn't know Mia had watched me for that long because she wasn't commenting on anything. She wasn't really on the live streams. So I didn't know she had came from that gym YouTube short, and I didn't know she thought I was a gym influencer. I didn't know any of that. So it was just a random day, and I was just streaming Fortnite. And this is around the time where I was going live dang near every day. I would go live maybe twice or three times a day, depending on if I was bored, doing anything. And I don't know if I had went live 2 times that day, but I remember it was in July, and it was, I think, late at night. And then I saw that she had came onto the live stream, and at first I had called her Samaya, and I do apologize for that because I
It's
hate
alright.
people's names. And that was, I believe, before she had joined the Discord. And then when she had joined the Discord, I saw that her name was Mia. So I was like, oh, her name is Mia. And then she was very nice at first. Well, she still is, but I'm saying like her first impression was she was very nice, but she wasn't really talkative. She was very supportive. Like I could tell that she was going to be a very supportive person because of her joining the Discord and then joining the live streams. And then at some point watching the videos. And from my eyes, I just thought of her as a supporter. I didn't really think of her as like someone who I would be friends with. I thought of her as someone who would, support me in any way, like a super fan. But after a while, we eventually played Fortnite together, and I got to really know Mia on a personal level. And it was with me and one of my other moderators. His name is that Mexican son. His name Juan. We all played Fortnite one night, and we were like having a good time. And she was like very talkative, and I'm like, wait a minute, I really like Mia. Like she's so intellectual. Like she's very nice. Like she was a good listener. She had something to talk about all the time. It wasn't awkward. Like that whole entire Fortnite match that we played.
Throw me under the bus already.
That we played like all night. We played for probably about a few hours. When we played, it was like I had known Mia for years. It didn't even feel like I had just met her. It felt like this was somebody who I've known since I was a kid. So after that, I started to become more comfortable with Mia, and I started to see her more frequently on the live streams, more talkative on the Discord, and even on the videos. And that's when I started considering Mia a really good friend. And he's been supporting me for almost a year now. We're in 2026. It's February, and July will make it 1 year. So thank you, Mia.
Of course, and I just want to share quickly. So, yes, I don't know if y'all know this about me. I know I'm very talkative on this channel, but in the beginning, like around that time, and even still now, it's at first When I'm in newer spaces, like I don't really show off my personality as much because I'm not really used to a lot of social situations, even online. But then once everybody gets to know me on a deeper level, baby, I got personality for days.
Especially with me being in college and not knowing a lot of these people, I'm very quiet and I'm very shy. I don't like to show my personality too much, but then when people really get to know me, they're like, "Oh, you're a fun person to be around. You're very easy to talk to." And I've just always been like that. I've kind of taught myself to not give people too much of me because you never really know if they're genuine or not. You know what I mean? So I think that's kind of why we are like this. So we just don't end up giving our all for somebody, for someone who really doesn't deserve it. You know?
Yeah, and I relate to that. If for me it's more so being like afraid that people are gonna judge me. But I'm starting to break out of that mindset, and if people don't like my personality, they can walk away. They can walk away.
Exactly.
Like, bye bye, we don't want you here if you don't want to
Yeah.
deal with me.
Goodbye. Good
So,
riddance.
speaking of that, that brings us to our next point. And Darron, I want to know some of your reasons on why you started doing YouTube, your beginning stages, your current, and maybe even a little bit of childhood nostalgia, like certain YouTubers you might have liked.
Yeah. Okay. So originally, I started doing YouTube when I was really young. I started like when I was around 9 or 10 years old. And obviously, when you're 9 or 10 years old, you really don't have a goal. You're just making YouTube videos just to make them
Yeah,
and
that part.
because it's funny. I was in fifth grade and I grew up not having a lot of friends. And I essentially knew as a kid that I just wanted people who I could relate to and people who I felt like were like minded like me. So I used to create really stupid videos. They were so random. Like I remember I used to just record my TV screen and be like, "Oh, look at this." And it was stupid, but then that was my first ever channel and it unfortunately got deleted when I was 12.
Oh,
It got deleted in 2020, 2 months in January.
dang.
Actually, a few weeks ago, it was like my 6-year anniversary of my channel getting deleted and the whole Google account is gone. Like, there's no way of me getting it back. And so I started another channel, which is called Darron Ray in 2020, and I started posting stuff. And this was around quarantine, so we didn't have nothing to do, and I wanted to just make it big on social media because I had seen, this is around the Hype House era. This is around Charlie D'Amelio for the most part with my family. Not saying that I wasn't with my friends, but it wasn't like I had a big group of friends who I was hanging out with every day. I just was like with my family for the most part, and I'm very family oriented. And yeah, that's how I started my YouTube channel. And some YouTubers that I look up to, one is definitely FaZe Rug. I want them to come talk to me. I want to be a very nice person online and make connections. Since growing up, I didn't have a lot of friends, and I was for the most part with my family. Not saying that I wasn't with my friends, but it wasn't like I had a big group of friends who I was hanging out with every day. I just was like with my family for the most part, and I'm very family oriented. And yeah, that's how I started my YouTube channel. And some YouTubers that I look up to, one is definitely FaZe Rug. He's the one YouTuber that I look up to the most because I love how positive he is. I love how family oriented he is. And I love how hardworking he is because I can tell that he really cares about his fans. And I can really tell that he cares about how his videos come out. And I have been watching him for so long. I've been watching him since I was 13. And I'm really 19 right now. But that's pretty much the only YouTuber that I look up to. And that's pretty much the only YouTuber that I watch as of now. Because I used to watch many YouTubers. Like, one for an example, Sniper Wolf. I don't know if anybody remembers
Yes,
her.
I remember
But
her.
I,
In
I used to
Aziland.
love, and Aziland, I used to love Sniper Wolf that I look up to, and that's pretty much the only YouTuber that I watch as of now, because I used to watch many YouTubers, like, one for an example, Sniper Wolf. I don't know if anybody remembers
Yes,
her,
I remember
but
her.
I,
In
I used to
Aziland.
love, and Aziland, I used to love Sniper Wolf's videos, but that was like when I was a Fortnite gamer. I only watched her in Fortnite videos. I would watch her like Omegle videos, but for the most part, I was like into Fortnite, and that's what I was looking up to around the time. And now I'm like, I really want to be more of like a yapper. I want to have a place to yap,
Me too.
and so that's why most of my videos are me just yapping.
Same.
Yeah, but people people like when I yap. People love when I do
Yes,
it.
we love the
So,
yap here. We love the yap.
yes, we love the yap here. So yeah, I have many plans for the future, and Mia is essentially part of those plans. So I'm really excited.
Yes, and I just want to quickly share a little bit of my story as well. So I relate to that. I actually started technically doing YouTube as a gotcha tuber. I used to have a channel.
Oh,
Yes, so I used to have a channel, but it was like on and off, and I just didn't really want to dedicate myself to the gotcha because it was kind of draining to make those videos. Like, it's very tiring to do like animation, and I don't know. I just didn't have the patience
right.
for it. I used to. I even made like some other videos, but I never really posted them. Actually, back in 2020, I had a channel, and I was actually growing substantially. But then I lost the account, like kind of like you. I got locked out of it. I forgot my password on my phone one day, and then yeah, I didn't know how to reach out to Google support to get back in. Maybe one day I might try to reach out and see if I can sign back in. Maybe one day. I don't know. But anyway, so essentially, and then I had a channel again. I started a different channel, and then I was trying to post Gotcha Life content, and then I was trying to post Toka World content, and then I didn't like doing those videos anymore. So then I think around 2023, I started posting Roblox content. I didn't really like doing that either because if I'm being honest, like at the time, my mental health, it was just really bad, and I didn't really feel passionate enough to film anymore. And then I wanted to do something in 2024, but again, my mental health was still rocky. So finally, like late 2025, one day I was doing this walking challenge, and I finally just pick up the phone and I just start filming. I just start because I was like, you know what, forget it. I'm just gonna start. And I started off by doing shorts because that was easier for me. And as time went on, I started doing long form content. Still improving every day. And as of right now, I have 22 subscribers, or like 21. I don't know. YouTube was kind of tweaking out a little bit, so 21, 22. Shout out to my 22 subscribers, y'all the real ones.
Yes, I'm really happy for you, Mia. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I remember that walking challenge. That was around the time we were like talking as friends. Like that was when we were getting closer.
Yes.
I was tuning into that challenge.
Yes, I think I even sent it to you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like way back up there. It's way up there. Um, but oh yeah, y'all stay tuned. I might do another workout challenge. I might do a sit down video just talking about what I did in January and February this month. This right now is February. So, I'm gonna do a January reflection. This weekend I was busy. So, January reflection, and a February reflection. Anyway, you get that jazz. And then I also have a couple of YouTubers I used to look up to. Like I used to watch Dan TDM, MMOs. A lot of those people are like either gone or they have families. I used to watch a lot of Minecraft YouTubers, Azzyland, Sniper Wolf, Lauren Z Side, some controversial ones that, yeah, that got into some scandals. It's just a whole lot. So, speaking of, what is one thing that you really enjoy about doing YouTube?
Really enjoy about doing YouTube is the feedback that I get from Daray Nation. And if y'all don't know already, I call my fan base Daray Nation because it symbolizes unity. Like I always tell my viewers, I'm like, we are really a nation. We're really a family because a lot of the times people tell me that my videos or live streams, they feel like they can talk to me. They feel like they can talk to other people. And people who are from my channel, y'all love Mia. Like Mia is a very nice girl and everyone loves her. And I just really like the fact that we all come together as a family and we all, sometimes we all argue like a family. I just like the dynamic between us and I love the feedback of people telling me things about my videos. Like a lot of times, I might not see it in the comments, but people tell me that they want me to do a certain type of videos. Like, for example, when I do confessions, people want me to do more of those.
It's tea.
Yes, doing that. And I was told to open my P.O Box by the fans. So I opened up my P.O Box. And if you want to open that, if you want to send something, I mean, you can. My P.O Box is on my page if you want to go look. And yeah, I just really love the fact that I have found people who relate to me and they want to see me shine. Because I feel like nowadays it's so hard to find people who want you to succeed and want you to achieve your goals because it's so negative. That's what I love about my YouTube channel is that I love spreading positivity, and I love the fact that my supporters are very, very positive and they're optimistic about my growth. So that makes me want to keep going. That makes me want to keep making YouTube videos because there was a time around maybe October where I thought of quitting and starting over again. And you know what they did? They told me, no, don't start over. Going. It's going to be discouraging. But you know what? We are here and we're here to support you.
And guess
Don't
how
start
many
over.
subscribers he has now?
I have right now, back then I had like, I think 1,200 subscribers. Now I have 1,535. So it's
Mm.
working. So thanks to them, Mia was a part of it too. Thanks to Mia and my Daray Nation, I'm still going and I'm still finding ways to improve my channel. Like for an example, the Discord improved, and like opening a P.O Box was also something that improved because I had talked about doing that since July, and here we are in February. So yeah, that's what I really enjoy about YouTube, the fans.
Yes. I think one thing I'm gonna share right now that I'm enjoying about YouTube is the growth isn't overwhelming. Because I feel like if I was to, there's nothing wrong with blowing up. I think it's good that some people are able to blow up right away and already have their stuff set up. But for me, right now, for like my schedule, like my mental health, I don't know how well I would be handling blowing up all in a day. I don't think that's something I could mentally handle, but like the slow and steady growth and just sharing my voice, and I just want to be there for people. I don't even care about being famous. Okay, honestly, yes, I do want to earn some money from YouTube one day, but I just want people to hear my voice.
Yes, and especially with the part of blowing up overnight and the growth is not overwhelming, because I feel like it's good to blow up at some point, but a lot of the times all those people they blow up one time, then you don't hear from them again,
Right.
and you don't. I don't want to be a one hit wonder, and I don't want you to be a one hit wonder. I want
Right.
you to progressively grow, and I want you to gain all the recognition that you deserve. And it's like I always say, since you like to help people, it's not always about how big your ego is. You can still make a big impact. You might be small now, but you're still making a big impact, especially on my channel. So thank you.
Yes, that's my goal in life. That's something I feel God has called me to do, make a big impact. Like, I know I've been born to be meant for greatness. I know you've been born to be meant for greatness. And just sharing our voices is that's my main goal. I want to help others, including myself, to just share their voice and not be afraid. And
Yes.
speaking of that, also not being afraid to stand up to those who are trying to hinder our voice. And that brings us to our next topic, dealing with fake friends, fake supporters, or just overall haters. Yes, and how did this affect you?
I always used to think I was the problem when dealing with fake friends because I feel like I was always approached as the problem when it came to stuff like this because I've dealt with fake friends for years, and I can share one instance where I dealt with a fake friend. So this one time, it was last year actually. This was in 2025.
Oh wow.
I I had got into like a little verbal disagreement with it was me and it was three other guys, it was four of us. So we had gotten into a disagreement and it was because I was trying to get him to stop doing something that was bothering me, and he didn't really see a problem with it, and so I kind
Hmm.
of went off on him, which I do acknowledge that sometimes going off isn't the right answer, and I do acknowledge that I was wrong for that,
Yeah.
but a reaction to it was crazy. So a lot of stuff happened around that time. This it was around my birthday, and I celebrated my birthday with some of these guys. And one time, it was the same day, and it was when I was driving one of my friends home. Nevea and I, we were on the phone. So I called Nevea because we were just about done. We hung out the whole entire day.
Yeah.
I was gone from like 1 o'clock until like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. It was late when I went back home. So I was on the phone with Nevea, and I was in the car with my friend. So he didn't like the fact that I was on the phone with Nevaeh, and he said it was like kind of weird that I was on the phone while he was in the car.
Hold on, your best friend of
And
10, you find that weird?
yeah, like he found it weird that I was on the phone with her while he was in the car. He said that he wanted to talk to me, and it's not the it's not the fact that he wanted to talk to me was the issue. It's the fact of how he said it, and it kind of came off as rude. So the next day, I ended up confronting him about it. And I was like, "Hey, I didn't like the fact that you had said that to me." He said he was sorry, but then after that whole situation with me going off on my other friend, he told me that the friend who was in the car thought it was quote unquote BS that I had came to him and apologized. So it was just this whole big deal, and it was a lot of he said, she said nonsense. And then
Oh
at
my
that
gosh.
point, I was really upset because nobody was really coming to me to find out the real answers. They were the other guys were only going to him because after that whole situation happened, where I kind of went off on my friend and he wasn't really caring about it, I said to the other people, I'm not talking to him. I don't want to be friends with him anymore. And so what I wanted to do to respect him and not make it a whole big mess, I'm like, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to tell anybody anything because this is between me and the friend.
Right.
I
Right.
don't I don't want to deal with this. I don't want people taking sides. I just want it to be with us. But he didn't do that. He talked to them, and it became a whole big deal, and I became very upset with them. I was very upset because nobody came to me and nobody wanted to know what really happened. They only believed one side, and there's always two sides to every story. They didn't come
Exactly.
to me, and I'm hearing this stuff about how pretty much his apology was BS and how I came to him was BS. I'm just like, what? And so I even confronted the friend who said that. He said that was a lie. So it was like, who do I believe in this situation? I'm being lied on, and I'm getting ganged up on, and I didn't even want all of this to happen. So I wanted to cut them all off. I wanted to not talk to them anymore. I didn't even want to go to school with them. I was a senior around the time, so I only had 3 months left. So I really was big on forgiveness, and I ended up apologizing for the way that I came about it. And the friend who caused all that mess, he apologized too. But we were past that. But the thing that made me kind of consider some of them fake was it was around spring break, so this was April,
Yeah.
and my one of my friends' birthdays is around April. No, not even around April. It's around spring break. It was actually that same week, and we had talked about hanging out since my birthday. We talked about all of us hanging out for his birthday, around my birthday, and even a little before that too. So I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna go out and we're gonna have a good time because we had already did that for my birthday, and we already celebrated mine. So I'm like, okay, I'm expecting the same thing in return, except it's for his birthday. I got no text, I got no phone calls, and I actually ended up asking, so did you do anything for spring break, knowing that his birthday was on spring break? He told me no. Then tell me why. I found out from one of his friends, who was also my friend, that they went I think they went to the zoo, I think they went to the store, I think they went bowling. I'm like,
That is fake.
what in the world? Why didn't I know about that? Why did I get lied on? I didn't. You came for my birthday, and I drove you to hang out with us because you couldn't get a ride, and you didn't think to invite me.
Yeah.
I was extremely upset because I invited him to my birthday, and he didn't invite me to his. And I just felt like if you really wanted someone to be there, especially someone who you considered a close friend,
Right.
I just think it would be the normal thing to do to invite me. And if you're not going to invite me, don't lie about it and say, "Oh, I didn't do
Yeah. He's
anything."
weird for that.
When you, yeah, that was very weird. And so at that point, it was already closer to the time for me to leave because he was a junior around the time, and I was senior, so I wasn't really caring so much. So I kind of stopped talking to him as much because I really found that very fake. And I'm
It,
like, I thought this was my friend. But after that whole situation in February, it felt like I was alone. It felt like I couldn't trust them anymore. So
yeah.
I stopped talking to them, and I just kind of came to really the realization that I was really pretty much alone. I have Nevaeh, yes, but Nevaeh didn't go to high school. We didn't go to high school at all. So I didn't see them at my graduation. None of them showed up, and and I mean none of them showed up for my
Wow.
graduation. Nope. And
Yeah, they definitely weren't your
yeah,
friends.
definitely not. So
They were just using you for your car.
I'm starting to think that because
Cause you were there, you were the driver, and you know when you got a friend that drives, people are gonna try to slide in and be like, oh, yeah.
yeah,
Or when you
and
got money or food.
around this time I didn't have a job, so I had no money. So it was just, I don't know, I just really thought, wow, I did all of this and I ended up getting left out of something so sentimental and important because birthdays, I treat birthdays as something very serious because I used to be very sad on my birthday. I, in fact, cry almost every year on my birthday, and I don't want anybody to feel sad on their birthday. So I'm like, okay, I really want to make it special because it's their day. It's their day that it's about them. So I just felt like, wow, you really didn't want me at your birthday, and you were at mine. But you know what's crazier? he came.
Yeah.
I invited him to my graduation party months prior. He came, but it's like, would he have invited me to his?
Right.
Would I just don't know why I would have invited him. So
It's weird how you
yeah,
went
it's
to
just
your stuff, but then he never invited you to his stuff.
the only time he invited me was for me to come to his house. And another thing, guys, the one thing that I don't know if this is considered fake or not, but for the most part, it felt like a lot of my friendships were very one-sided. I don't know if that's fake or not, but for the
No,
most
that is
part,
fake.
when we would hang out, it was always me saying, "Okay, guys, let's go bowling. Let's go to the movie theater. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to my house. Let's go to his house." It was always me initiating the hangouts, and it was never really them. So it kind of made me develop this mentality of not wanting to put in effort into friendships anymore because I'm just so used to me putting in all the effort. And even recently, I had talked about this on live briefly, but this was literally during college. One of my supposed friends, I called her, what did I call her? Andrea. So, Andrea, right? Andrea and I met during the beginning of the year, and we actually hit it off really well. And I actually thought she was like the girl version of me. Like, we both had ADHD, we both are good people, we both been bullied, we both gone through a lot of the stuff that we went through as kids. Like, it was so similar. Like, I thought we were like really good friends, and I thought we hit it off. But with her, I had once again put in the most effort because with me, I like to make friends. I don't like to make school friends or work
Right.
friends. I want people who I can hang out with and call because we're not going to be in school forever. I'm probably not going to work the same job
Right.
forever. And so with Andrea, I always try to initiate hangouts. I'm like, okay, we should go bowling. You should come to my house. I should come to your house. And the one thing that she had was that she always had an excuse for a reason not to be able to come and hang out. For an example, she said she didn't really like bowling. I'm like, okay, you can come to my house. Oh, I don't really like going over to my friend's house. Mind you, she said she was broke, so I'm like, okay, here's an opportunity to not spend your money, and you don't want to do it. I'm like, what do I do in this situation?
Right.
Because I feel like I'm being pushed back, and I don't even know why. And so at some point, I pretty much got fed up, and I actually just texted her. I didn't confront her. I just told her straight up. I'm like, I feel like you pushed me away when all I'm trying to do is just be a friend to you. And she's giving me like this whole ordeal talking about, oh, you're right. I feel like we haven't been able to hang out as much. I feel like I haven't been able to hang out with you as much. And how about we go to the skating rink near my house? And I was like, okay. And she was like, okay, when do you want to do it? I said, maybe we should do it the weekend we come back from school. So we came back to school, I'm sorry, January 7th. And so we were going to hang out that weekend. I believe it was that Saturday. I'm texting her. I'm like, okay, when are you coming back on campus? Because we both live on campus. I'm like, okay, when are you coming back? She didn't text me back until 2 days later. I texted her on that Sunday. She didn't text me until that Tuesday that we were coming back. And then I was like, are you here? Because you had to be there by 7 or else you couldn't really check in. So I'm like, are you here? Because I wanted to go to this event that was happening in the dorms. She never responded,
What?
and to this day, she never responded to that message.
That's crazy. So she just ghosted
Yeah,
you. Yeah, she's
she pretty
definitely
much
fake.
goes. Yeah, and then the next day, me and my friend, who's also her friend, we went to breakfast, And we texted her. We were like, okay, do you want to go to breakfast? I responded to the message because he texted it in the group chat with the three of us, and she never responded. I
Wow.
saw, I saw her friend waiting outside near the dining hall, and so I'm telling my friend, I'm like, I hope she's okay. Maybe she's not doing good. Maybe she's going through something. And as soon as I said that, she walks in with her other friend. And I say hi to her, and she's like, hi, good morning. And after that, we haven't talked since. In math class on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we don't look at each other in the eye. I've walked past her in the hallway multiple times, and I just thought that was very weird because you told me months ago in December, okay, I feel like we haven't been hanging out as much. We're gonna go ice skating. Not ice skating, go skating. And I feel bad. I'm sorry. But then when we come back in January, you're not talking to me, you're not looking me in my eye. We didn't even go skating. And I was left undelivered that entire week. I
Oh,
got no response that whole week. It was a week. And you know what was crazy? She was viewing my story. She was literally viewing my
what?
story.
Yeah, no, she's
Yes.
fake. She's clearly
So
fake. Did you
I
block
unadded
her?
her. I didn't block her, but I unadded her. And I removed her as a follower
You should
too.
just block her, honestly.
Anyways, the whole point is that it's not good to be around a fake friend. And
Yeah, they just drain your
if
energy.
you, yeah, and if you feel like it's a one-sided relationship, and if you feel like you're being left out or you are being left out, don't talk to them because they clearly don't care about you. And I wish I would have known the signs early on, but everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think that this made me realize that first impressions aren't always what they seem. Looks can be like that, but
Yeah, definitely. And I want to just say, like, definitely. So, I can point out definitely two red flags that you just talked about in your story. Number one sided friendship. Like, if you're always the one initiating stuff, and if they don't invite you to stuff, they pretend like nothing happened, they lie. Next red flag, they're not the right friend for you. If and then another red flag is like if their friends are just siding with one person, because God forbid if that friend committed some kind of a crime and they start siding with you, you do not want those types of friends. You don't want those types of friends. And I feel like I would like to also share a personal story of mine as well. Ultimately, I would say definitely try to confront your friend like in person and talk to them. If they don't want to talk, you can leave them in the dust. And like this is
I agree.
like my message to all my followers, people who might be listening. Please don't continue with that friendship. Don't continue with that friendship if they don't want to talk. All right. So I'm going to share with you my own story, and this was like beginning of 2024. See, me in these online relationships because and on like online friendships at that time. So I'm gonna tell you a story. I remember befriending this one girl on this one app. It's an app called, I used to use two apps. One was called Wiz, and then another app was called, I think, Yubo, some other like
know those
social app.
apps. I
Yeah,
know those apps.
yes. Spoiler alert, it's basically like a dating app for kids. Yeah, don't. Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna put the pictures of it, in the video. But okay, I remember this one day I started talking to this one girl, and we start chatting and stuff, blah 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 blah. And then red flag number one, it was honestly the way she was handling our friendship. She was moving quite fast because she wanted. At first, I just added her on Snapchat, and then she wanted my number. She gave me her number. I gave her my number, and she was really nice. She was actually really sweet at first. But then some of the red flags I noticed, I don't remember her name, so we're gonna call her. I'm gonna call her Mira. So Mira, she lived in Florida allegedly. And I felt like she was a very good storyteller because she was apparently a millionaire. She apparently used to live in my area, Maryland, apparently, or allegedly. And then she started telling me more and more about her story. And she was like, oh, I have a car, I have this, I have that, I have this, that, and the other. And I'm like, what? She was like, oh. Then she said she was pregnant. Then Yeah, she was younger than me. I think she was like around the same age. And then like she sent me like a photo of an ultrasound, but then I was like, but didn't you just find out you were just quote unquote pregnant? Cause she showed me a photo of a pregnancy. And I'm like, yeah, I think this girl was lying. And then she was talking about, yeah, I think she was a very good liar, a very good liar.
Oh yeah, you
And
gotta
she
watch out for those people.
and also because I was in online school, she wanted to constantly call me and text me, call me and text me. Like, does this girl not have school? I couldn't believe the fact that maybe she was like being neglected or something, and like or she didn't have good parents. But I don't really believe the fact that her parents were millionaires, because how are you gonna be in this small room but you say, oh, I have a bigger room, but I have to sleep in here. I'm sleeping in my sister's room right now. Huh? You live in a mansion apparently? Then she was talking about how she had a private chef. To make a long story short, she quote unquote was trying to drive to Maryland. She had quote unquote crashed the car. Then she was quote unquote pregnant. I don't really believe that part either. I feel like she was fake. I feel like she was a very good actor because she told a very good story. I remember she was telling me a story. Then she was calling me her best friend. Then she was calling me her like sister. Oh my goodness, it was getting crazier and crazier. And then I was like, this is moving a little bit too fast for me. I started getting scared. Oh, it was only 3 days. To make a long story short, I said something that offended her. I called her stupid for quote unquote driving the car, but I wasn't necessarily calling her stupid. I was saying her actions were stupid, which I do take an accountability. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe there was some truth. Maybe she could have been driving a car, but she got pulled over by the police. She almost got arrested, apparently. Apparently and allegedly. Yeah, I don't really believe much of that. Then allegedly, she went to this hotel. Allegedly, I can't mention that last part because it's pretty graphic. But then she got home somehow. I don't know. I don't really believe much of it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. But my kind of experience with that was the friendship was just moving. The online relationship was just moving way too quickly, friendship wise. And I felt really bad because I felt like in a way I kind of replaced my best friend of 10 years. I was feeling like, did I replace her? Because, like, I don't call her this often. I don't text her this. Because I was feeling really insecure about the things I wasn't doing. When, at the time, I was just going through a lot. And I was just trying to find my own life. And then I was, like, on and off with my ex. And it was just, it was a really, really just tough time. And I don't really have much experience with fake friends besides when I was younger. I remember I told that story. Another story is when I was going to my homeschool group, there was like this group of girls. We'll call her Sally. So Sally, two other girls, like she was like kind of like the popular girl in the homeschool group. Like all the girls would sit with her, hang out with her. Like I wanted to be, cause before she came along and all the other girls came along, I used to be like pretty. I used to have a lot of friends. Like I would hang out with a lot of people. And I think essentially those people left. Like I remember when I told you this story, like how there was essentially a new leader every year. There was a bunch of drama before I left. So when this girl came along, this was also during. This was back in 2018. This was also a very tough time for me too because my mom had to go to the hospital. So I had to stay with like different family members. I didn't really know how to take care of myself because my mom would literally do everything for me. Like she would pick my clothes, like almost everything for me. Almost, I would say almost. Make me my food. I didn't even know how to make a sandwich. I had to learn. Ooh, this is a tough story. I'm gonna do a story time on what that experience was like for me. But essentially, I had to learn how to do everything by myself, like in an instant, and it was hard at first. And so during that time, because of that, I was really quiet. I didn't really want to talk. And then when I was being myself and when I wanted to like help out or be included, like some of the girls would be like annoyed with me. They would be like, "Oh my gosh, like I don't know." They didn't really want to play with me. So I was like 4th grade, 5th grade era. They would kind of single me out a little bit. They didn't want to talk to me. Like I wanted to hang out with them, but they didn't want to include me. So I mostly played with like the boys, but then I wasn't really particularly close with them either because again, a lot of people I did talk to weren't there. So yeah, they left understandably so, and eventually I did leave too. So I think that experience, being singled out and left out by them, and even being left out during that one summer, the summer meeting that we did, and while they were playing, I only had that one little girl to play with. Remember the girl who could see monsters? That's my experience with fake friends. And I literally straightened my hair and everything. I tried to change up my style because I didn't have like the cute clothes that a lot of the girls would wear at the time. I didn't have like the cool stuff. I was no longer the cool one. And eventually, you know, I leave and my life turns around for the better for a little bit. Just for a little bit. Because I go to a different homeschool group, I reconnect with a friend, I get new friends, and yeah, so that's my experience with fake friends. Now that I'm in high school, I would say it's more so like I can tell when people like, but I think it's more so of an awkwardness issue, like when people just fade out of the conversation, they just awkwardly start scrolling on their phone. That's not really their fault, but I'm just like, okay, hey. I do the same thing though, but that's more so an
Yeah, me
awkwardness
too.
issue. So, anyway, what would you say would be the most important lesson out of that experience?
Say that if you really want to make friends and if you really want people you can connect to or connect with, I would say that try to learn the signs early on. And it's okay if you're alone at some point. It's okay to not have friends at one point in your time. You'll find your group. And I think that's the problem that people have is that they're afraid of being alone. And I'm not gonna lie, I was that type of person too.
Yeah,
When I before yeah, before I attended high school, I used to pray to God. I used to be like, God, please bless me with some friends. I don't want to be alone. I don't want to be that weird kid sitting at lunch alone. I don't want to be that weird kid in class who doesn't have anyone to talk to. I used to be like that because I was so afraid of judgment, of being alone. And now, as I'm a college student, I've gotten better at being alone. I'm not saying that you have to necessarily get used to being alone. I'm saying that be okay with being alone at some point. It's alright to not have friends all the time. You'll find your group and you'll find your people. Just give it time and don't beat yourself up about it because I'd rather have a couple of real friends than 1 million fake friends, you know?
right. And I feel like that is definitely something that I am still working on, having the fear of being alone or lose, or the other side of it is like when you, for me, I have met some pretty good people in high school right now, but because it's like my last 2 years, like right now I'm a junior year, next year I'm going to be a senior year, and now I have the fear of losing those people and losing contact, because my issue is like, because I went through like such a period of isolation, I feel afraid of like, oh my gosh, what if I'm intruding? Like, what if I'm bothering them by texting? Like, I don't know what to say. It's more so
Yeah,
that. And I'm
yeah, I get
still
that.
learning and growing, but I think ultimately now, I think I'm just gonna pray and say, Lord, what is the right way to connect? Like, help me connect with the people who are gonna be my lifetime friends or long year friends. It doesn't have to be a full lifetime, but like people that will come with me well, like into my 20s, 30s, 40s. Like they'll get to see me get married, like have children, like their children going to play with my children. And I honestly just want to reconnect with some of my older people I used to talk to, like people from like my past. Yeah, and my prayer for you, honestly, is that God will bring you more the right people to connect with, the right people to hang out, because ultimately that's what it's about. Like, even though, like, I'm gonna give an example, biblical legend, because I don't know if y'all know this, but I am a Christ follower and he's a Christian. Anyway, more story time on why I don't really technically call myself a Christian, but I'll just say Christian anyway. We're both Christians. I don't really mind, but that's a story for time for another time. So essentially, Jesus had 12 followers. One of them betrayed him. Yeah, you know the story. Judas. So ultimately, I just pray that God will both give us the right friend group and the right amount of friends that we need. It doesn't have to be one or two or three or four. It could be many. It could be many. It is possible. It could be a big group, but over a period of time where you eventually meet more and more people, it doesn't have to be in the span of a whole year. Because I think,
Right.
as it always works, I feel like you're gonna be a lifetime friend, and I pray that we don't lose that like connection, and I pray that we find more lifetime friends. And yeah. So, speaking of that, since this is a new year, and what are some of the goals that you have for not just YouTube, but like just yourself for this year in general?
So not only for YouTube and for myself, I mean, of course, for YouTube, I want to grow, become a better YouTuber, and have more people join Darron Nation.
Mhm.
But for myself personally, I just want to be more confident, and I want to be more disciplined, because I always feel like growing up, I kind of downgraded myself because I was just used to being downgraded. And I think as I'm getting older and becoming more of an adult, I think I'm becoming a lot better at seeing the good in myself and seeing that, hey, I'm good at this. Maybe I should start getting into this more. And I really want to lose weight, and that's where the discipline key comes in, because weight has always been a big issue for me ever since I was a kid, and having my whole eating disorder. I've talked about that on my channel. I've made a whole video about it, but I just want to get a better relationship with food. And of course, meeting new people and making new friends. That's also a goal that I have, because I love making new connections with people, and I love
Me too.
having more, because I love having a different perspective on things, and I love having different perspectives on life and goals in general. And I really, this year, I want this year to be the most accomplishments I've ever achieved.
Me
I
too.
want this year, because I'm not saying that I haven't achieved anything for the past 6 years we've been in the 2020s decade. I'm saying I want this year, as I'm getting closer and closer to adulthood, I want this year to be like something I really remember. I want this year to be some year that I'm gonna like say, hey, I accomplished a lot this year. So in the end, I just want to lose weight, become more disciplined, gain more confidence, and of course,
Yes. So I just
stuff like that.
wanna if it's okay, if I can share a few tips on building confidence, just write little, it may seem silly, but just write little affirmations for yourself and just try to repeat them. Ask God and pray. Use biblical scriptures too. Like say I could do one of them, Philippians 4, is it 16 or 14? It's in
13.
Philippians 13. Okay, thank you. I always forget the number. Philippians 4:13, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Even if it's just that one thing, just repeat it. Repeat it to yourself. Start believing it. Ask God, give you the confidence. Because the thing is, the enemy likes when we put ourselves down. See, when the devil comes after us, he doesn't come after your strengths. He comes after your weaknesses. He comes to your weakest points, which is your head, your body. Things that have to do with the body are the hardest things, and I could go on and on and on and on. But that's the thing. If he can get in any little way possible, like for example, bullies, he will come through people. He will attack you through people, and it'll be the people who's closest to you at most. It's not the people who, and yes, there's strangers on the internet, but you don't really care about the strangers. You care about, see, we as humans, we care about what the people closest to us think. We care about what society perceives us, and that society will be our family, our closest family, our friends, our cousins, our best friends, our aunties, our uncles, the church. And we care about what those people think because we don't want to be alone. And that all ties into what, oh my goodness, I feel like I'm giving a sermon right now.
Go on, preacher.
That all ties into who we are as humans. Because there are three parts to ourselves. We have our bodies, our minds, and our souls. And you know what? I need to make a whole video about that, release a whole episode about that, because it also ties into psychology and why do we like to follow what other people do, and oh my goodness, that is such a good topic to cover. But anyway, I say all that to say is start feeding your mind with positive affirmations. Read the Bible, write the vision to make it plain. That's in Habakkuk, I think 2, I don't remember the number, but it's in Habakkuk. I'm not good with numbers, y'all. Names, I can remember the names of the Bible, but I do not, it's always something. I'm always forgetting something. Anyway, I say all that to say, start repeating affirmations, and if you ever need like a little bit of an accountability partner, just let me know. I can help you. We can help each other. Because I know I'm trying to lose weight myself. I'm trying to get that summer body this year and just be more
Yeah.
stronger. I want to look
Right.
good.
Yes, me
I
too.
want to go to the beach. I want to go to the, well, I don't know. God will provide a ride to go to the beach. I'm going to start using my faith. I believe God will provide the funds and the ride and the money. He'll provide in Jesus' name.
Amen. Amen.
In Jesus' name. And even if you're not, and for the people who are like not religious, even if you're not religious or like don't believe in Jesus, it's still good to just repeat positive affirmations to yourself. Like, it's healthy. Feed your mind positivity and not negativity. Don't compare yourself either. Because let me tell you something about bigger people. We have an advantage when it comes to building muscle. Because, we've carried around weight for so long, we already have the advantage of getting stronger faster. We're used to lifting heavy weight. And it's so funny because let me give you a quick example. So me and my best friend, we were working out today. And I'm gonna give the mic back to you. I'm sorry. I know I've been yapping for a hot minute now. Excuse me. But let me give you an example. So me and my best friend, we did like this glutes workout. And while we were doing the workout, I noticed that it was slightly easier for me than it was for her. And like, she's taller than me. She's also a lot more skinnier than me, but she doesn't really do strength workouts. Like, she's healthy, but she's just not used to, her body's not used to it. So it was a little bit more harder for her to do it than me because I've been working out for about a month now, and I'm a lot stronger now. Like, my muscles are still growing. Like, I'm gonna be flexing. By the time you see me at 6 months, my muscles gonna be slightly bigger. I'm gonna be like
Me
more
too.
toned. My jawline is gonna be more defined. I'm speaking it in existence in Jesus' mighty name.
Yes. Amen.
And also, like, I say all that to say is we have the advantage. We should start seeing our weight as a positive thing. Like, okay, we have the bigger advantage because that means we can get stronger faster. And when we do lose that weight and we have the loose skin, and we will lose that weight, I declare it for the both, we will lose that weight. We will lose that weight. We will lose that weight. When we have that loose skin, it will be a sign of our hard work and our dedication. Definitely building muscle because it'll help, like, our bodies will be nice and toned. We can get stronger a lot faster. But essentially, weight is not a bad thing because remember, if it took years for us to gain this weight, yes, it will take years for us to lose this, but when you really kickstart it and you're dedicated, you're just doing 3 times, even 2 times a week is good. Even if you are, let me say this to y'all out there, if you're a person who can only do it 1 time a week, that is okay too. Start small. Start small. 3 times a week. 4 times a week is really good. If you're able to do that, yes, do that. What works for you is what's working for you. Like, I know what my diet is working out. Like, for example, if I can give you a quick tip, like, Darron, like, just if you like don't worry yourself, of course. And one thing I would give, like, as a tip to you and just everybody in general is, like, if you're gonna eat like a snack, you can always add to it. You don't have to take it away. Like, you could add like some fruit or some, like, a vegetable that you like. I'm gonna be honest, I prefer fruit over vegetables sometimes. Be honest. But or you can mix it into things. Like, for example, smoothies. Because if y'all know this, I don't really like spinach. I mean, I'll eat it because I'm a person that tries things. Don't mean I'm gonna be eating it all the time. Yeah, because there's times I don't eat certain food. Like, there's these strawberries. Let me tell you. So one time when I was at my best friend's house, she had like some strawberries, and strawberries aren't in season right now, so they don't really taste that good. I tried the strawberry, but that didn't mean I finished it. I was like, I'm okay, thank you. And also, another thing, it's okay to say no to a certain food. Like, it's okay to say no, because that's what I did. We were at the restaurant. I didn't order a whole lot of food. Like, sure, I was a little bit of a big back this weekend, but I knew my limits. And when they offered me like some chicken wings, I don't eat meat anymore. Anyway, I just said no thank you when they had chicken wings, but I ate all the other stuff. Like, I had some salmon egg rolls. I'm gonna put some, y'all stay tuned for the weekend vlog because I'm gonna have a lot coming out this week. This month is gonna be a month of uploads. I promise y'all.
Yes.
This
I'm
month is,
looking for.
yes.
Yes.
And please, please, please share your thoughts. I don't care if it's emoji or anything. Please comment. I want to hear y'all's thoughts. I want to hear y'all's voices too. Please. Anyway, So, I say all that to say is it's okay. One, it's okay to say no to like a certain food if you don't want to eat it. Two, add to it. Don't worry about taking it away. Also, I would look into some really good online nutritionists. I will probably tag some here, like in the comment section. Like, there's a couple nutritionists I watch, like how to eat healthy on a budget. I would definitely say follow like cooking tutorials on YouTube because you can find so many tutorials. Um, just start small. You could even find tutorials to cook things in the microwave because I forgot you can literally make full meals in the microwave too. I know like you're in college and I know I'll be going to college eventually too, and oh my goodness, I'm gonna be off topic but I'm gonna be so sad. I'm gonna miss my kitchen because I love cooking. I love cooking and baking. I just don't like to clean up. Ain't nobody like to clean up. I hate the cleanup. That's why I don't cook all the time now. Anyway, I gotta get back. Well, I cook breakfast and lunch for myself. But anyway, but yeah, just, you know, and obviously don't worry about it. Have fun. Have fun. Definitely you'll have fun on your birthday. Cause when it's a weekend, when it's a party, girl, ain't nobody dieting on that day. And yeah, so I'm gonna give the mic back to you. Is there anything else you would like to say, like to add?
I would definitely consider a lot of what you're saying, like especially your daily affirmations of myself, because I think I'm getting a lot better at doing that. Because now instead of me saying I can't do this, I be especially at the gym, I very much be like I can't do this.
You
It's
can.
too hard. But then I'm like, no, I have to do this. I can do this. I'm not gonna give up now. So I think I'm getting a lot better and more confident. And with me losing weight, I think at first it was hard because of me being so restrictive. There was a point in time where I lost a good amount of weight, but it was from a toxic way. It wasn't healthy.
Yeah.
So I ended up gaining it all back, and which is why I'm starting over this time. Thank you, Mia, for allowing me to film part 2 with you. I really, really liked filming part 1, and y'all did too. You guys liked when we filmed part 1. Y'all told me, and yeah, please support Mia in any way possible, and obviously support me too.
Let's get him to 5K. Let's get this young man to
Yes,
5K.
yes, please, and
And
also
please.
1,000. She is an uprising YouTuber. She deserves as much light as I am. So, also guys, I would love to do a P.O Box opening video. I would love to, but in order for me to do that, you gotta send stuff. So, please, send it to that P.O Box. I'm sure Mia will put it up somewhere. Maybe in the description, the comments. But yeah, I just want to say I am very appreciative of Mia for allowing us to do this again because I had fun doing it the first time. I had a good time talking to her about deep things, and I really hope you guys enjoyed part 2 of this. And Mia, take it away.
Alright, so I hope y'all enjoyed this episode. Please, once again, subscribe to both of our channels. Leave a like. Please comment. Yes, this time, y'all, I'm going to make sure my comments are on. Because I don't know, YouTube be playing in our faces sometimes. Also, start following me on TikTok as well. Because I think I might start doing content on TikTok. I'm not really sure what to post on there yet. Please follow his TikTok too. And we'll see y'all in the next video. Bye.
Guys.